Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. So this first email comes in from a community member, and it's a public safety alert for power plant explosion. Currently, multiple emergency service agencies are responding to a significant 2-alarm fire at the Bruno, and that's Brunot Island Power Plant in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Authorities have confirmed a catastrophic failure of the reactor at the power plant. As a result, thick black smoke and flames are visible from several miles away. It's currently unknown if anyone in the plant was injured. For clarification, this is a fossil fuel powered plant, not a nuclear powered plant. So if I find out anything more, I will be sure to let you guys know. Okay? Here is another email from another community member. She said, before I forget, I wanted to send you an email about my story below and get some feedback from you. Okay. She said, sorry about typos. I'm all about typos. I mean, it's like my second language. She said this this last weekend on Saturday, the left side of my face swelled up, and I figured it was dental or something. The pain was increasing. Luckily, my dentist communicates with me on his days off as I need antibiotics, etc. Well, that's nice. Wish my dentist would do that. I think someone else was texting me because they called in an antibiotic that usually doesn't work too good. And I asked for the one I had that works great. And my dentist texted me back Sunday morning saying he just saw this and would call it in. Anyway, now to the real story. I could only drink liquid soups because the side of my mouth on the left side would not let my teeth touch to chew real food. So I decided to order from DoorDash food delivery and get pet food cans delivered from PetSmart with DoorDash, or a double dash delivery with the same person picking up both and delivering to me. Did you have an abscess? I've had one of those before, and that makes it so my teeth couldn't touch. It was awful, terrible. She said the lady who showed up with my soups didn't know the pet food was for me when she showed up, and I got it out of her car. I also make small talk, weather, etc., where they're from, only if they speak English. Well, she said she was from Russia. Oh, how interesting. And I mentioned my younger daughter working with a nice Russian lady years ago, and I mentioned the YouTube channels I watch with the elderly couple cooking, etc. And I think I asked her what her husband does, and she said the army. And she said that she is in the army. Oh, cool. I was thinking what army or which army. I didn't ask more about that. But before she mentioned them both being in the army, I said, I don't agree with what's going on and no more. And she wrinkled her face and she didn't want to talk politics. Well, not a lot of people want to talk politics, and I can agree, because sometimes there's just certain people I just cannot talk politics with. And two of those people are my sisters. No. She said, eventually, I said, thanks for the delivery. I know she said she lived in the city I just moved across from. So what do you think about that? They are in the army. Damn, are we being invaded? No, I don't think so. We're not being invaded. No. If they're originally from Russia and they have their citizenship, I believe they can enlist in our military. Yeah, I just asked my husband, and he said that if they move here and they get citizenship, sometimes they'll give them citizenship if they ask to go into the military. So, yeah, so our country still does that. So, yeah. But as for talking politics with somebody, I strongly, suggest against that, especially if you don't really know them, But when she wrinkled her face, it's probably because, she probably, she's on the other side of the fence, so, you know what I mean? It's just, like, I honestly, I don't talk politics with people unless I know their stance, you know what I mean? And like with like my two sisters, they are on the way left. You know what I mean? Two of them are. And I'm like, don't even try it. Don't even try and have a conversation with me. Don't even do it. You know what I mean? Because you know it's going to be a fight. You know what I'm saying? So here is another email from a community member. And she said, while I have been finding things to prep, I am seeing mini-sized crackers such as saltines, Keebler Club crackers, and Triscuits. Is this something new they're doing? Mini-sized crackers, like saltines. I've never seen those before. Are they coming in like mini bags, or is it coming in like a big box, like, and you would think it would be like a full-size saltine? Because I've never seen that before. And I always buy saltines. Because when I have nausea, I eat saltines and I drink ginger ale. So I've never seen that before. So if it's something new, this tells me that they are trying to stretch out what they can make for crack. It's a very good possibility. She said, I recently found some coffee named Cafe Bustelo. Oh, that's some good shiznit right there. Cafe Bustelo. Oh, I'm out of my. She said it was 22 ounces for $5.97 on clearance. It is in the original yellow packaging, and I didn't realize at the time it was ground espresso. Yes, and it is supreme when I tell you. It was ground into a powder, and that it was starting when I started to look to see what I bought. Okay, we don't drink espresso. Oh, when I tell you. Just having your first sip and it will turn you into an espresso lover. It really will. She said this turned out to be a good oops. Yeah, it really is. My husband usually takes 3 scoops of coffee for 1 pot of coffee. With this, we are only using 3/4 of a scoop and it's just fine for him. This will save us on coffee that we use. Since the downsizing of coffee, we are opening up a new can every 3 weeks or so. And this will go much, much farther. True. It's very, very true. Yeah. That coffee is literally primo. It's amazing. She said, I'm anxiously waiting for our blackberries to be ready to be picked. You know, I'm noticing something with my grapevines. My blackberries are doing just fine. By now, I would have bunches and bunches and bunches of grapes all over the place. Not one grape is forming on my vines. There's something going on. Yeah, there's something going on, and I don't know what the hell's going on. And I was just talking to my daughter-in-law, and she's just like, normally we would be eating grapes. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, something's up. So she said, I'm going to can pints of whole blackberries for the winter, and I have never done that before. Water bath can, okay? She said, I'm going to be making blackberry jam. I picked 12 berries so far, haha, but I'll be putting them in the freezer and start collecting. You have blackberries, you don't get that many on your bushes, but on your vines, but once you do, they are juicy and perfection. Yeah, they really, truly are. So here is a email with a picture from a community member. She said, here's shrinkflation example from Dollar Tree. The new packages have 5 candy bars and the old ones have 6. Heads up. Thank you very much. So here is an email from a community member along with some pictures. She said, we have harvested 3 large pumpkins from the pumpkin patch plant. And I have finally transplanted my elderberry bush I ordered from River Hills Harvest. They are in Missouri and sell American elderberry plants. God bless you. Well, God bless you too. Thank you. So here is a conversation that I had with a community member through text message the other day. She said, good morning. I don't know if this is true or not, but I was told that Walmart is going to start keeping track of the amount of rice that people are buying. And I think you've bought, and if they think you bought too much, you won't be able to buy any more. Please go stock up, have your family go with you so each of you can buy a bag or 2 each. And she also said, please stock up on salt, sugar, brown sugar, flour, coffee, tea, olive oil. I will let you know what I find out about the other foods as soon as I get more info. So I wanted to share this information with you. because, you know, she lives out in California, and I speak to her like every day. So, you know, these are just some of the conversations that we have. So this is what she's seeing and experiencing and hearing on the other coast. So I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. Okay. And before I go, here are some videos that were sent in by community members. They're very educational, and I hope you enjoy them. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.
Hi, friends and relatives. Today I want to teach you how to spiral slice any summer squash so that you can dry it and preserve it for the winter months. And this is something that I gratefully learned from my Lakota friends and relatives. This is an amazing way to preserve zucchini, and you can use it all winter long in soups, stir fries, gratins, all kinds of dishes. Once you try to slice it and not go all the way through, you'll get to the bottom of the zucchini and it gets a little precarious. You don't want it to tip over and break, but if it does, no big deal. You can just dry it in smaller pieces, but you want to cut off the end like I just did here. And then you want to gently pull the spirals apart. And I say gently because you want to try to keep it all in one piece. It doesn't always happen, but that's okay. But gently pull the spirals apart and then pull the other end off. And you can watch me really struggle with that. For some reason, it took me forever to pull these apart. And all these little pieces you can use in like all kinds of stir fries and stocks and things. But then you have a beautiful little spiral, and you can feed a dowel through there and hang it up on your drying rack if you have one, or use a rope. But this is what our drying rack looks like right now. And then once it's dried, it takes up a fraction of the space and it will basically last forever. So enjoy this. Take care, everyone.
Hi you guys, this is an important video and I hope you can share it. The subject is regarding that new product called Apeel that is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Everything I've seen online, people are just worried that it's a trans fat being put on our food. I assure you that's not what the problem is. So I'm going to show you the avocados I bought right now. So that's the label. Apeel, and avoid that. They all have the same label. I've had these out all day, but in the morning they were rotting from the outside in. They were hard as a rock yesterday. So here's the deal. This product is not just funded by Bill and Melinda Gates, but Rockefeller Foundation, the World Bank Group, and 23andMe. And its founder, James Rogers, is an agenda contributor to the WEF. So this product the patent has monoglycerides and diglycerides. That's all it says. But those are fatty acids, nanofatty acids, that are utilized in lipid nanoparticle technology. They use these nanocarriers to encapsulate and deliver fatty acids by implementation of nanoparticle technology for mRNA vaccines, so they can be used topically and you're eating them.
I went onto the road and was arrested straight away without any warning. Constable Wilson arrested me after about half a dozen steps on the road. And I've got my grandson coming tonight. He's staying for the next 2 nights with Grandma and Grandad. And he told me when I saw him last week, the first thing he said to me was, "Grandma, the fish in the pond are dying." He's 5. The fish in the pond are dying because it's too hot for them and they can't breathe. And I'm doing this for him. And now I've been arrested, legally arrested. I don't know what I'm going to do because he's at home with nobody to look at. Well, my husband will be there. Grandad will be there. Thank you.
Think you know how potatoes can save your life? Think again. Power outages are common. So it's important to be prepared and always be connected. So what happens when you combine a few simple metals, wires, and an ordinary household vegetable? You have a DIY battery to keep your devices charged. Here's how to build it. Cut a penny-sized slit into 2 potatoes. Wrap the wire around 1 penny and place it into the slit. Put a galvanized nail into the potato. Repeat these steps for the other potato. Wrap the wire from each potato onto the opposite potato nail. Just like that, it will be generating volts of power. I've got 7 potatoes here. That equals a little over 5 volts. Potatoes can produce enough energy to last up to 3 days of charge. Keep watching our free presentation to learn more DIY survival tips.
So in our video about the lab-grown meat and the USDA and FDA giving these big corporations the ability to not disclose that such meat was made in a lab and how it was made in a lab, we've seen a lot of comments about, isn't this illegal, or how is this legal? I can't speak to the legal precedent of it. I'm not a lawyer and I haven't looked recently. I'm sure if it was illegal, it probably isn't now. It's like everything, they move the laws for the big corporations. But I can definitely tell you, even if it's not illegal, it's highly immoral and extremely unethical. You know, the government has been trying to hurt small and mid-range farmers and ranchers. Even with the proof that our products are gluten-free, you have to pay. You don't pay, can't call it gluten-free. That is illegal for us. It's an unlawful advertising tactic. Even if you never used any GMO, you used no chemicals, and you only raised your fruits, vegetables, and animals in the most clean way known to man. If you don't pay for organic, can't call it organic. Not as a small farmer rancher. You'll get fined and you could be thrown in jail, you could lose your business, and the fines, fines and jail time are stiff. They're allowing the big corporations to grow monster meat, not telling you how it's being made, where it's being made, while honest small farmers and ranchers are growing the cleanest and best food possible. We're keeping our paperwork and proving to you that it's the cleanest and best thing possible, but we can't tell you it's the cleanest and best thing possible because we could face very stark legal repercussions. This is just another reason why you need to wake up. Your government doesn't care about you. The 3-letter agencies don't care about you. The corporations don't care about you. They set the stage for these terms and these words: gluten-free, organic, keto, and now they own the rights to these words. And unless us small business owners drain our bank accounts to be able to use those words, we can't legally use them, even if we fit the description that is used to describe such a product.
To return to Walmart and see if they're still selling magnetic meat with this tiny, very strong rare earth magnet, and right away I found that it's still magnetic. I showed this a couple of years ago and I'd heard about it and I was actually trying to debunk it, try to find some other reason why the magnet's sticking. It's easy for people to look at a video and list off reasons why this isn't true, but when you go see for yourself, you'll see it's true. Look, hamburgers too. Enjoy your Magna burger. When you try this yourself, you can feel that the magnet is being pulled to the meat. It's not sticking because it's sticky. Look at this one. We're going to slow this one down in a minute because you can see the magnet doesn't just drop right down. It's pulled out of my fingers at an angle because it's attracted to the meat. And if you watch closely in just a second, you'll see it. But it doesn't do it justice. Not the justice it does when you see for yourself. I've found so many things and I have so many reasons not to trust Walmart food. And I've talked about all this in Walmart's affiliations on my YouTube channel, where I've shown and detailed a lot of the disturbing things that I've found. just to make people aware. Don't believe me? Take the information and go see for yourself. Some will call it crazy and assume a different reason and think they have all the answers. And that's fine. We can only lead horses to water.